Yo, what's going on YouTube? Hope you guys are having a phenomenal and wonderful day, and thank you for tuning in into another episode of the Race to Division 1. You guys can see we're in Division 3. We haven't uploaded a new episode in a few days, so we're in Division 3 right now, and this is the team we used in the previous episode to get us into Division 3. Division 4 was a little scrappy. I think we did good for the most part, but we ended up getting a scrappy finish, and we made a new team. 4-2-3-1 wide is the formation. You guys are seeing me just messed with the instructions a little bit. One thing I do want to say is the left back and right back I usually have on normal, on balanced, but over the past few days I've realized that having them on stay back while attacking is actually better because of the amount of counterattacks that I've been giving up. Another thing that I changed is my defense is no longer on aggressive interceptions. I went ahead and changed it to normal because I felt like they were out of positions a few times during the match. So keep that in mind. If you guys are finding that your players are a little bit out of position, you can go ahead and change that to normal rather than aggressive because it does make a difference. And also put it on stay back while attacking if you're giving up the counterattack. You guys can see this guy's team 4-3-1-2, really nice front three there. Rooney, Welbeck, and Tevez, who was really good. But early on in the match, we almost concede. Welbeck, 4 minutes in, breaks through our defense. Luckily, Howdes comes through, makes the tackle, and now it's our time to shine. We get lucky here as Luis Gustavo gets the ball, and we maintain possession, and then Douglas Costa, look at this through ball, slices his defense open, and Rafael does what Rafael does best. With a little help from the EA servers, you guys saw it just lagged there, froze out of nowhere. Kind of like an RKO out of nowhere. It froze out of nowhere, and we end up going far post and scoring the go-ahead goal early on. 1-0 is the scoreline, and my opponent wanted to make sure that he was able to equalize. Look at Carlitos Tevez! Almost ends up getting the equalizer, but thankfully our defender steps into that shot before he was able to get it off, and he ends up trying to cross it in. Trapp has no problem coming to that one, and once again, early in the first half here, he's patient, waiting for his players to make the run. Rooney, who was a handful to deal with. Rodwell with a shot trap with an acrobatic save to make sure that we keep our lead. Second half now, he gets us on the counter with none other than Carlos Tevez. Once again, you guys can see my defense was in shambles for the most part. Goes with an over-the-top through ball. My right back falls, and then he crosses it in. He had a chance to put that one away, but I don't think he thought the ball was coming to him. I think he thought I was going to clear it because he ends up just taking the first-time shot, and Trapp once again saves that one. Douglas Costa here trying to do some work with him. End up getting the ball right back. You'll notice keeping possession, 90th minute, making sure that he doesn't get me on a counter. Look at Lewandowski, gets some space. Why don't I take the shot? I have no clue. I go for a ball roll, but it doesn't matter. This game ends in 1-0 fashion. So a very close match. He definitely could have scored a few goals, but Trapp came through for us and made sure that we didn't concede. So we end up winning 1-0. We get our first 3 points in Division 3. You guys can see right here, we're going to go into the next match very shortly, but we end up making a brand new team. You guys can see 4-3-3-2 is the formation we're going with, and we got Hiro Aguero as our striker. Now, the reason why I went with this formation, guys, is there's a player on FIFA, his name or his gamer tag is OutragX. I don't know if you guys have heard of him, but I played against him last year for the first time, just playing in seasons basically. I didn't know of him, and this guy was the best player I've ever played on FIFA in years. And then I saw he was actually ranked number 1 on Xbox. He was the number 1 rated player on Ultimate Team. He's on my friends list, and I was just checking out what formation he was using just for the hell of it. I kind of sometimes see what people on my friends list are doing just for fun. Obviously, there's a couple of you guys that follow me that I see what kind of teams you guys are using, and he was using the 4-3-3-2. I think this is the holding version of it. I believe that's what they refer to it as. So I decided to give it a shot, and that's why I went ahead and made this team. You guys see me playing with the instructions a little bit, and to be honest with you guys, I didn't like what instructions I used for this formation. I don't know why. I don't know if I like my attackers to stay forward because even though it sounds like it would be a good thing, it actually makes passing and keeping possession a little bit harder because there isn't that left wing or right wing to be able to pass to while you're building up the attack. So if you do want to try out this formation, I would highly recommend to just leave all of your attackers on default, except maybe your striker, to put him on stay central, just so you can have a central striker to pass to if you're trying to build up your attack. Another thing is, he also mentioned, and I kind of ran into this on Twitter, is that he leaves his central defensive mid on default. He doesn't have it on stay back while attacking. Me personally, I wasn't the biggest fan of this formation as we come up against a 4-3-2-1 team, and this guy was a really good player as well. You guys see his front three: Quadrado, Mandzukic, Perisic. Mandzukic is a really, really good striker this year. Has crazy good finishing from what I saw. I don't know what exact stat it is, but the 4-3-2-1 gave me a little bit of trouble. The narrow formations, you can pass really quick with them this year. So if you guys are having a little bit of trouble passing, the narrow formations are going to solve that. You guys can see Mandzukic ends up scoring a finesse shot with his weak foot around my keeper Trap, who had an amazing last game, ends up conceding one of the early goals of the match. So he's up 1-0 already, and he was a really, really good passer, a patient passer, and he gave me a lot of troubles just eating my defense apart with these passes, man. These through balls were killer. He ends up getting the second goal of the match, and I told myself, oh no, man, we're going to drop the first game in Division 3. This guy's really good. We're not playing well, and eventually we end up finally building up our first attack after switching to this formation with Inler. Look at him use the strength to maintain possession, gets off 2 defenders, takes a shot, but Mustafi with the slide tackle deflects it out of bounds. We end up getting the corner kick 35 minutes in, cross it in with Gunaguero to Ramirez, who heads it into the back of the net right before the half to give us 1 goal to inch us a little bit closer to that equalizer. And you guys can see that I end up switching back to that 4-2-3-1 wide formation. Actually, I think I ended up using, let me see which one I used. Did I use the wide or the one that looks like with the cams? Let me check here. I don't remember what I switched to, but I do remember I switched to the 4-5-1, or 4-2-3-1 rather, same thing. Yeah, so I switched to the one that's, I switched to the one that would be cams. Okay, so technically, even though that looks like it's the wide one, this is the one with the 2 cams. And you guys can see I put Hazard, the loaned version of Hazard in, and then I put Santi Cazorla as my cam, who was really, really good. But second half, he almost gets a chance. Luckily, we end up getting to that one, and he doesn't get it off, but he gets it right back. Mandzukic again causing so much havoc. Perez, look at that through ball. Woo! Almost give up another goal. I got super, super lucky that didn't go in, and he was just killing us right there. A cheeky little pass from Thiago Silva, and we get him on the wings. Lamela, no one near him, and I end up making an error. I end up passing instead of attacking with Lamela, and we give up a golden opportunity to get a shot on goal, and I end up just failing miserably. I just had a brain fart, but you'll see I had multiple opportunities to get possession of the ball. He gets a foul here, and he plays it quick, which may have been a mistake because he has nowhere to pass it here. One of his players was injured. He has nowhere to pass it. Inler gets a poke at that ball, and I end up saying, man, I got to go on attacking. This game's almost over. I haven't really got anything going my way so far, and he's maintaining possession really easily against me. So I end up putting it on high pressure. I put attacking on. I found Aguero make a run down the wing here, but you see he calls a second defender and gets 2 defenders on me, so that means the middle of the pitch is going to be open a little bit. So I move the ball around. He ends up intercepting. We get it right back because we've got that high pressure going on. Ramirez finds Santi Cazorla, finds Inler. Lamela had some space, decided not to take the shot, gets deflected off a defender to Inler, who's going to finesse it near post to give us the equalizer in the match. Thank goodness, after a few attacks, we end up getting the equalizer, and that built up our confidence. You guys can see a nice ball right to Santi Cazorla, and this one right here, this was the chance of dreams. I have no clue how I missed that one. You guys would have seen in a long episode ago, I think it was the 10th or 11th episode, Santi Cazorla was finishing everything for me. You guys saw the match stats, pretty even, and we walk away with 1 point. So not too shabby, not the best of starts, not the worst of starts. We get 4 points in total, 1 win, 1 draw so far, and we are going to continue our race to Division 1 in the next episode. We're going to have a few more games in the next episode and hopefully get into that Division 1. It's inching so much closer. We got to get to it, and then we got to go for that kit, baby. Got to go for that EA kit, that Division 1 kit, and then we'll see how that all goes. But if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. It really helps me out. And if you guys Want to see FIFA content? Go ahead and sub to the channel. I mean, what else you gonna do? Catch you guys tomorrow.